In this particular episode, we always are simply just trying to find progressive stuff to push forward. So I'm going to get my hat on, and basically what we're doing is just like I did with the Atlanta video. We're probably thinking in next handful of years, the NHL is going to expand to 34, and it's probably going to be Atlanta and Houston. But when we did the top five series, my top five jerseys of each team, I did a nice progression of the entire league, including teams that are no longer available. Which reminds me, in this position, I'm going to take just random cities. And last time I did the Atlanta Thrashers. This time I'm going to do the city of Houston. And exactly what would exactly the city of Houston choose if the city of Houston does in fact come into the NHL? There's this thing right here, a subscribe button. Hit that if you want to be alerted for anything new as far as the hot sports takes, the hockey content, and everything up and down nor and whatever. And you know how we do this. Let's go to work. So in basically in a sense, as I kind of like throw a couple little things on here. Here's what we're going to kind of talk about. What exactly would the league look like if the city of Houston came into the NHL? Now, this is how we're going to kind of go by as we look at some other certain things. And this is basically what we remember as the city of Houston. They were the Houston Aeros. Way back in the day, back in the old WHA days, and also they reinvigorated themselves into the old IHL back in the day. They had a little bit of a rebrand, turned into like greenish type of thing like that, changed and had that airplane logo everybody remembers. But most people remember this throwback way back in the day with the diagonal logo, diagonal text logo, and all that. You could find this jersey. Pretty much on royalretros.com and throwback retro, type of apparel type of thing. So exactly what would you expect for the city of Houston to go to? They would have an arena in the Toyota Center where the Rockets play. So we know that. Houston also is one of the top like five biggest markets in the nation, and Houston has everything except the NHL. You get the Texans, you got the Astros who've won a couple of World Series. You got the Rockets who've won a couple NBA titles way back in the day in the Akeem Olajuwon days. And they also have Houston Dynamo in the MLS who have a couple titles. No hockey. But can you push hockey in the city of Houston, especially now when you got Dallas hanging around there with Dallas and the Stars being a huge brand, and especially a very loaded Midwest Central division. So let's take a look as what I am doing in this little concept that I'm doing is I'm not trying to be like Neil from Post to Post. I'm going to basically rip a bunch of stuff from Google and Reddit and just see exactly what some of these look like. Now, I'm going to give you a couple right off the top of my head, and you have to remember what the arrows look like. You have to kind of like zoom in. That's what the old airplane logo looked like. And this, I'm giving you a couple concepts like this one right here goes white navy blue, a little bit of baby blue esque to it. And, I see Jets up here and it's a little bit awkward and everything like that. You kind of mix with the Winnipeg Jets. Not necessarily, but there's the old Arrows logo. I mean, remember 90s had a lot of that cartoon-esque type of logos, kind of like one of those. This one's not half bad logo on that, but you're also holding navy blue as your prime color. Let's check another one out. Here's one that I kind of had an eyeball on. Basically, kind of eyeball this. There was this, and then there was also. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. All this is pretty much your word marks, your logos, and everything. And this goes back to the major thing of when Seattle and Vegas came into the league. If you're going to bring into an expansion league, it doesn't even matter what it is. If it's NFL, baseball, hockey, basketball, you need you need a team, you need a logo, you need to sell it. Sell the logo, sell the word mark. And I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't say who made this right here. This is top notch. This is right here, top notch. You got the H logo with the wingspan of the jet. You get the circle logo that is really, really identical to the Houston Astros logo, and then you got your word mark. Honestly, I just look at this right here, just this right here, and I know it's not going to be it, but if you sent this in with a $2 billion expansion fee check to Gary Bettman, this is going to sell. This might be one of my best ones, and I just had my hands on that, not that one, but where was it? There it was. These jerseys are actually fire. These are legitimately, you're going basically navy blue with a little bit of the baby blue trim, and you get a. I had I had it up here. I had it up here. There it is. Um, Fire engine red. The H logo stands out. Everybody knows they call it H Town. I love the number font. Number font's amazing on here. I couldn't imagine what a third jersey would look like. Whoever did this, golf clap. Fantastic work. Secondary logo on the shoulders. I have nothing bad to say about this jerseys, either one of these. And if you made a third jersey, where is it? I want to see it. It's this. Whoever did this, I would just throw this in there in the package. This is fantastic work. I'm going to hold this because this is actually whoever did this is a phenomenal job. But let me just this video is basically pretty much let's just soften it up and let's just have some fun and look at just some other oddball concepts. Like this one here is called the Saturns. You get the H and you get the ring around the you get the rings around, well, at least a ring. And the jersey is, I mean, as you can tell, as you look at it, it's a Reebok jersey. So you get a little bit of that Reebok-esque logos on them. Number font is actually not bad. Has a little bit of tilt, a little bit of character to it. So this one, not half bad. Let's move on. What do I got this one? Oh yeah, they made a Houston Wrangler type of thing, so they're kind of pushing a little bit of a burgundy, a little bit of a burgundy, and it's kind of a mesh between the Texas Longhorns. Um, this is so you have to go back to the old World League of American Football, the old San Antonio Riders. I mean, he doesn't have the Texas flag on it and the logo on it. You kind of get the S, but that their colors were actual straight brown. This is basically burgundy, and it's simple and it's clean. Nothing crazy about it. You could probably make this on NHL 25, 26, or whatever. Let's find another one. This one here, I kind of dig, and pretty much if you eyeball it, you're pretty much bringing up the old Houston Oilers. The Oiler blue. I mean, if there's anything synonymous or like straight up, balls out guaranteed, it's the Houston Oilers. Since unfortunately they moved the team to Tennessee and became the Titans, but the arrows, text logo, that actually I don't have an issue with that. Text logo on that, I'm sure they'll probably have like a plain logo of some sort, but they're highlighting the Oilers blue. And even the road jersey, the white one, is actually beautiful, and it symbolizes and actually brings back the old type of Houston Oiler jerseys, the white numbers on the blue, blue numbers with red outline on the white. That's what it was back in the day in the Oilers when they used to play in the Astrodome. This is actually, I would give this an S tier if they made this like a third jersey. This was basically just on Reddit Hockey Design. Whoever did this, I don't know how much time you have on your hands. Damn good. Fantastic. Let's do another one here. What about this one right here? You're just basically adding a little bit of the fighter pilot helmet on there, and you're kind of going with the old Arrows colors, the green and the blue. It's not Vancouver-esque, but it's real close to it. I mean, Vancouver's green is a little bit brighter. The blue is not as saturated. Blue is basically navy blue. Vancouver's a little bit of a royal blue almost. Real close. It's not Buffalo-esque, but you know what I'm talking about. Number font is decent. I actually don't mind this one at all. And it's got the general kind of like Army general patch on the top. That's actually not half bad. That's a decent looking change to it. The helmet, a little bit different. A little different. but I'm okay with that. It's something you want to play with. Let's move on. Check this one out. This is the other arrows type of logo that they put out here. I'll try to skim through this. Is Look at this. That this one actually is not half bad either. You get a home on a road, and then you get your third jersey with the green and red on there. Um, the Arrows logo is actually pretty fire. I don't mind it. I don't know if they would use it, but these two up here, the blue and the white, is really, really close. Not necessarily Winnipeg-esque, but is really close to go back and just kind of eyeball the old Milwaukee Admiral type of things. My classmate would know that. He goes and watches the Admirals up in Milwaukee. Really close, really similar to what they have in this one. And then I'll give you one more and I'll shut the bar down. Somebody just had the absolute nerve to do a create a team on NHL with the Kachina and put on and actually put a cowboy hat on the Coyote, call it Howdy Houston, the Houston Coyotes. I mean, I can't argue with it. It works, and it's using the Oilers blue. It's never going to happen, but it's fun to actually play with it. I mean, that's the one thing about NHL 26 and EA Sports. There's not enough logos to use. You may have to like try to put something else in or whatever. It's such a weird thing. But I go back to this right here. I don't know what to tell you. This is actually one of the nicest things I have ever seen. Uh, if Houston if Houston does, in fact, put their $2 billion expansion fee into Gary Bettman's mailbox, I would do this in a heartbeat. And my prediction right this is pretty much I think it's going to be Atlanta and Houston that are going to come into the league. When, I don't know. And then after that, who knows if it's going to be Quebec, it'll be a Kansas City or whatever. I don't know. I don't have a clue. But I'm going to shut the bar down basically because we looked at the city of Houston. What would the city of Houston actually do? And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm looking at this right here. It says, if you don't do this, I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know what's wrong with you. You need professional help. Is this right here is absolutely fan bloody tastic. So I did two videos with Atlanta and Houston. And I think the next time I do something of some sort, I mean, we know it's not going to happen, but it's fun to play with these options with the people and graphic designers all over the freaking world of the info superhighway. I might do another city. I did Quebec a while ago. I may do it again. I don't know, but I'll find another city of what would you exactly put in concepts all over the world of Reddit and Google and whatever. I'm going to do another one. And until then, bars closed. Hit that subscribe button. Chuck a like if you liked the video. Do you think Houston has a shot to even be in the NHL? I don't know. But this right here, I'm not going to lie. That's actually pretty fire. Until then, I will see each and every single one of you legends in the next one.